Okay, so if I'm being honest, this is one of my biggest issues with these old ass civil rights ass ninjas, right? I would say the other word, but I'm trying to be a bit politically correct. So I got up on the screen. Epstein was a Democrat, donated heavily to Democrats. Hundreds of Democrats went to his island. Democrats hoarded his files for 4 years, erased the incriminating and doctored the rest. Democrats blocked release of New York files. Democrat judge blocked release of grand jury files. See, the problem here is that you always got these old ass civil rights ass ninjas that always want to come on to whomever's platform talking about Donald Trump. It's a fucking deflection. And so I say all that to say, or expound on the fact that, once again, we're going to deal with the fact that if we're talking about liberals, Democrat, progressive, liberal, they're all different sides or different terms that represent the same groups of individuals, political party wise, rather. When you go back into the functional definition from a historical concept or component, you find that socialism, communism, Marxism, Leninism, fascism, all of these political ideologies, along with now a new term, technocraticism, which really is about transhumanism and the technological control factor so that you don't have to have actual human beings controlling the masses. Old ass ninjas, the majority of them with the civil rights mindset, they support their own goddamn demise. And when it comes down to this Epstein nonsense, what I'm trying to say is that in the overall majority of circumstances, liberals or Democrats are the problem because they, by large and far, subscribe to trafficking. And I can't deal with the fact that if you look at how our society is from a functional standpoint, dealing with Epstein, or not just dealing with Epstein, but just in general. Socialism, communism, Marxism, fascism, Leninism, technocraticism are all part of democracy or Democrat, liberal, progressive, because it's all about the plutocrats or the plutocracy, the oligarchs or the oligarchy, the small percentage of individuals at the top controlling the 1%, rather controlling the 99% or everyone else at the bottom. That's what it's all about. And so now we've bought into a particular political ideology known as democracy, liberalism, progressivism, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. We bought into this ideology where you have the illusion of freedom of speech. You are presented with individuals whom are selected, which you get the illusion of selecting from, and you think that that puts you in a position to say, hey, I participated in voting this in, which is why when you start looking at things from a federal standpoint, it's pointless. Which, of course, the most important things in terms of an election would be to concentrate on local, state, municipal governments, i.e. your county governments and things like that from a legislative perspective. Now, when we start to get to these old ass ninjas that want to always deflect and talk about Donald Trump, I'm sick of this shit. And it's always amazing how when you challenge somebody on what their position is, they always reflect and literally go back into talking about something pertaining to Donald Trump when we deal with the fact that Epstein and the individuals who heavily donated to him, I think it's something like 65% of the Democrats in Congress are in some way affiliated with Epstein compared to 25 to 28-ish% of these Republicans or the right wingers or the GOP, Grand Old Party, right? Now, not to say that there's any difference between how these individuals get down pertaining to, oh, you can say, oh, it's all of them, they're all complicit. But no, to say they're all complicit allows you to not objectively look at this from a lens of understanding or a lens of trying to dissect the bullshit. So it shit grinds my gears, honestly.